Jenny. Come on. You're going to miss it.
Tell them to start without me. I need to check on Marie.
She'll be fine. You don't need to check on her every 5 minutes. Come on, it's starting.
Okay, you're right.
For the best part of my later years, I worked as a private investigator. I'd seen many a terrible case. Sadly, most of them unresolved. But in 1954, something terrible and far closer to home happened that I could not avoid. And it happened right here, in Dahlia View. The police here. What on earth is all the commotion?
Bonjour à vous, c'est Papy. Écoutez, j'avais ce jeu depuis un petit moment, ça m'intriguait, ça avait l'air d'être un jeu d'aventure enquête policière. Je me rends pas compte, il a l'air bien, je me rends pas compte exactement de ce que ça va donner. J'ai lancé le jeu, je vous avoue que je me suis laissé avoir par la langue, j'ai pas mis les sous-titres, on va juste remettre les sous-titres pour être sûr de pouvoir... sous-titres activés, voilà, oui. Et voilà, il me semble que c'était un jeu qui avait l'air intéressant à tester, donc je l'avais de côté, voilà, une fois de plus. Donc je vais le découvrir en même temps que vous, et on verra bien. Excusez-moi, on va voir ce que ça donne. Je sais pas du tout comment ça fonctionne, ce qu'on doit faire. J'ai pas beaucoup de possibilités pour bouger la souris. Est-ce que je peux cliquer ? Non. Est-ce que je peux avancer ? Non. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a ? Comment est-ce que ça fonctionne ? Qu'est-ce que je dois faire ? Bon, ben voilà. Oh la vache. D'accord, fauteuil roulant. Et voilà, c'est un jeu un peu point and click. Ouais, c'est ça.
Now where's my camera? I need to see what's going on outside my window.
Ah oui, c'est ça. Je me rappelle de l'histoire. C'est qu'apparemment, il est handicapé. Alors, je peux avancer ou pas ? On recule. Ok. Allez, avance. pourquoi il avance pas? Ah, pardon. Voilà. Ok. Et en fait, il est handicapé, ça fait un peu penser à fenêtre sur cour.
I need my camera.
D'accord. Elle est là. C'est un appareil photo qui est là, ok.
Now, I can get a closer look.
Ok. Hop.
What on earth is all the commotion?
Oh la vache. D'accord. On prend une photo.
Theodore and Annabelle McKee, I believe. I really should get to know my neighbors better.
Ok. Ah ouais, c'est étonnant. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Ah, il y a quelqu'un. Non? Ah, les policiers qui sont là. D'accord. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Ah, quand c'est jaune, c'est qu'il y a un truc intéressant? Possible. Ah oui, il y a une...
I'm not zoomed in enough to see.
D'accord.
Smashed plant pot.
Un pot de fleurs de...
I must have slipped through it.
Ok.
I should have come to my window sooner.
Ah, c'est des indices.
Might have to zoom in for a closer look.
Et là, c'est quoi? Ouh. Du sang.
Oh, that's Tony Morgan's blood.
Admettons.
My God, I hope he's all right.
En bas.
Please let him be all right. Harold Levy owns most of the flats in Dahlia View.
Ok.
I wonder if he saw something. Shirley Downs. She runs the Crow's Nest.
D'accord.
Her office overlooks the courtyard.
Ah, encore des indices. Une corde.
Bound during abduction. Dear God. Charlotte May, Mr. Morgan's daughter, has been kidnapped.
En fait, c'est ça, c'est qu'on va enquêter.
Old Mrs. Doer. She's usually peering through her window watching our neighbors. It's past her bedtime.
Ok. Ah, encore un indice. Ah ouais, c'est complètement...
Chloroform. What on earth?
Chloroforme, voyons, il y a plein d'indices partout. Ok, ça permet de voir à chaque fois, quand ça devient jaune, l'appareil photo, c'est que je peux prendre une photo, d'accord. Ah, ça, c'est quoi?
I wonder if Catherine is with them.
Hein? Ah ok, et là il me propose de sortir, c'est que ça doit être fini.
A kidnapping right on my doorstep. Who doesn't bear thinking about? Imagine if it was Catherine. Time to pay my neighbors a visit and see what they know.
T'es sérieux? Ah bon? Ah, tu veux faire quoi? Pouvoir sortir comme ça? Ah oui, il peut se balader, d'accord. Bloc-notes. D'accord, ça c'est mes objectifs. Il s'est passé quelque chose à Dahlia View, mais quoi? J'ai besoin d'un appareil photo, d'accord. Approcher de la fenêtre, parler aux résidents de Dahlia View dans la cour et découvrir ce qu'ils savent au sujet de la disparition. Ok. Donc ça c'est mes objectifs. C'est délire, hein? Et tac, et là je peux sortir? D'accord, c'est pas hyper... Mode de déplacement. Ça veut dire quoi? Centrer la caméra ou standard? Ça veut dire quoi, centrer la caméra? Ou standard? Ah, oups, arrête de... Faut que je valide le mode de déplacement. Alors, je vais prendre l'ascenseur. C'est quand même hyper original. Non? Sérieux? Un gars en fauteuil roulant. Non, mais... Qui c'est qui a eu l'idée? Allez. Faut que je m'y fasse, hein, je suis désolé, mais... Alors, on peut rentrer en marche arrière. Non? D'accord. Ah, tu te tournes. Ah, ok. Ah oui, c'est ça, mode de déplacement standard. Et là, il avance comme je lui demande, en fait. D'accord. On va y arriver, on va y arriver. Waouh. Désolé, hein, je suis pas très habile pour me déplacer, mais c'est un peu perturbant quand même. La façon de se déplacer. C'est forcément censé rajouter quelque chose au jeu, quoi. Alors, oh tiens, je vais finir par prendre de l'assurance. Youhou! Youhou! Allez. Cours, Forest. Non.
Charlotte May could only be 7 or 8 years old. Why would someone want to take her? It doesn't make any sense.
Vous vous rappelez que... Wouhou! Pardon. Hop, 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 hop.
Hello, Mr. Conway.
Good evening.
Terrible what's happened, isn't it?
So you know what happened?
They're looking for a kidnapper. A search is about to start in the Pine Woods.
My sister, Shirley, she owns the pub across the way. The searchers are all meeting there first.
What do you know about the kidnapping, Mr. Conway?
Not much. That's why I'm talking to the pair of you.
You should talk to the old busybody over in her big manor house.
Mrs. Doer.
She knows everything that goes on here. I wouldn't be surprised if she saw the kidnapper.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was the kidnapper.
That's an awful thing to say.
Well, have you seen her? Always fawning over that little girl. All alone in that big house. Plenty of room to hide someone.
I can see that you've put a lot of thought into this, Mrs. McKee.
A little too much, love.
Well, I'm not the only one who thinks it.
Oh, blast. What time is it?
It must be a little after midnight by now, surely.
The search is starting without me. I have to get my coat. You'll forgive me, Mr. Conway?
Yes, good night.
Good night, Mr. Conway.
We'll talk again soon.
Bah, c'était plutôt sobre comme conversation. On va discuter direct avec Mémé alors. Allez. Fonce.
Excuse me, Mr. Conway. May I have a moment?
Ah bah, tu vois, ça tombe bien. Je voulais te parler.
Do you know what's happened?
Never mind all that. Your daughter is a police officer, is she not?
She is.
Here, I found this.
Une broche.
What's this then?
A brooch. I found it on the floor here. It probably belonged to that poor girl. Thought I'd better pick it up before Shirley Downs gets her mitts on it.
What do you mean by that?
Never mind. Perhaps you can make sure it finds its way to your daughter.
I will, and thank you for telling me.
Just doing my duty.
Can you tell me what you meant about Shirley?
Good night, Mr. Conway.
Did you see anything else at all?
Just make sure to give your daughter that brooch.
D'accord, donc... non mais c'est original, un jeu d'enquête policière en mode... c'est bien que la caméra réagisse, pardon. Allez, on va faire le tour un peu de tout le monde.
Miss Downs, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I can come back if you need some time.
No, it's fine. I'm just... I can't believe this is happening so close to home. Well, maybe I can.
What do you mean by that?
Not everyone in Dahlia View is as they seem, Mr. Conway.
Miss Downs, who are you referring to?
That son of a bitch right there, with the smug look on his face.
Mr. Levy?
Why not? I mean, what do you really know about him?
Well, I pay him my rent once a fortnight, but no other than that. I didn't really speak to the man.
Well, sadly I do. He's up to something. You must have noticed all the strange deliveries, coming and going at night.
You think he took Charlotte May?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sorry. Miss Downs, what are you basing this on?
Experience, Mr. Conway. You'll excuse me, I need to help the police with their search.
D'accord. Chacun leur petite théorie. Le marrant, c'est qu'on peut pas du tout gérer les dialogues, hein. C'est juste une conversation. Le gars, il se met la chaise roulante, c'est incroyable.
Good evening, Mr. Levy. Evening. How strange times we live in when a girl can be taken on your doorstep.
You ain't wrong. It's a bloody mess.
Did you see what happened at all?
No.
How well did you know Charlotte May? You lived next door. You must have seen her a lot.
I hope they're going to clean all this mess up tonight. I've got a business to run.
I'm sure this must be a great inconvenience to you.
That reminds me. Rent day tomorrow. Don't be late.
I haven't forgotten.
Good. Keep it that way, and we'll get along just fine.
May I ask what you were doing tonight?
No.
There's Mr. Morgan.
D'accord. Un petit côté un peu scripté, forcément. Alors, attention, on va commencer à se la jouer cascadeur. On peut même regarder les indices. Tache de sang avec moucheture métallique.
Mr. Morgan must have taken quite a hit.
Ah oui, il peut même grimper les trottoirs.
Hello, Mr. Morgan. My name is Robert Conway. I live in flat 23.
Yes, I've seen you around, Mr. Conway.
Well, you see, I thought I'd better come over and check you're okay. Some of our neighbors seem to be content just to stare. I'm so sorry to hear about your daughter.
Very kind of you. I'm sorry, but I'm late joining the search. I've been talking to the police for over an hour.
Of course, I understand. The police officer you spoke to was most likely my daughter.
Is that so?
Yes, she's a very determined young lady. If anyone is going to find your daughter, it's her. I was once a private investigator myself, so I know how her mind works.
Well, it's comforting to know I'm surrounded by such competent minds, Mr. Conway.
I'd like to offer my services too, if you'd permit me.
That's very kind, but I don't have money, I'm afraid.
Mr. Morgan, no. I'm a father myself. I meant to say that I'm at your disposal.
Very generous, but the police said that...
All I'd be doing is observing and talking to people. And if I find anything, I'll be sure to share it with Catherine.
Catherine?
My daughter, the police officer.
Right, of course.
That reminds me. I have this brooch. Does this mean anything to you?
That's Charlotte May's.
Do you see how the simplest detail can be overlooked? Even by the police. Best to have as many eyes on the case, in my experience.
I see your point. May I have it back, please?
Would you mind if I kept onto it for a day or so, in case it proves to have some use?
Yes, of course. If you think it would help. I would very much like you to return it, though.
As soon as I have something to report back to you. You have my word.
So, where do you suppose you'd begin?
Well, right here.
In Dahlia View?
Yes. It's my experience that it's usually someone who knows the victim.
Do you mean to tell me that one of my neighbours has my girl?
No. I'm merely saying that it's a logical place to start.
Now I see. That's why the police searched my house. Because I'm a suspect, I suppose.
That's the way it works, I'm sorry to say.
So they're not even looking for the real kidnapper?
I can assure you they will be.
Tell me, Mr. Conway, and be honest. Are you going to look for my girl?
I promise you, I'll stop at nothing until I find her. For now, I need you to think of anyone who could have taken Charlotte May.
I don't know.
Think, anyone or anything at all.
Mr. Conway, who do you know who could do such a thing?
I see your point. Well, for now, perhaps try to get some rest. Charlotte May needs you to be strong for her.
You'll excuse me, Mr. Conway. I'm going to join the search and find my little girl.
That's fair enough, Mr. Moore. Good night, and good luck.
Good night, Mr. Conway.
Bon, c'est très british, hein, c'est sympa. Ça fait vraiment un Sherlock Holmes en version fauteuil roulette. C'est marrant, c'est que les dialogues se déroulent tout
So the
seuls.
kidnapper smashed this during the altercation.
Oui. D'accord. Donc, oui, je vais la jouer un peu. Pas évident à manipuler le... Ah si, j'ai un nouvel objectif, mais attends, je vais pas aller voir tous les indices. Est-ce que je peux aller voir la corde aussi? La corde est là. Je peux aller voir. D'accord, donc il y a un petit côté un peu quand même automatisé. Ah, je suis pas assez près pour aller voir la corde. Non. Ah. Et là, signe de lutte.
It never fails to amaze me what some people are capable of.
Ok. Pas pratique de ne pas pouvoir changer la caméra. Il y a peut-être des... C'est juste que j'ai pas compris. Alors, nouvel objectif. Je devrais rentrer et rassembler les informations que j'ai pu trouver. Ah ouais, là j'ai des objectifs. Et là j'ai des notes. Ah ok, là j'ai des notes sur chaque personne que j'ai rencontrée. Et tout est en... C'est chouette, tout est en français. Et apparemment, les voix, c'est des vrais... comment dirais-je? Des vrais acteurs. Parce qu'à chaque fois, vous avez remarqué, mais ils mettaient... machin dans le rôle de bidule et tout. Donc, allez.
Dad?
Ah. Ouais, donc c'est un peu scripté quand même.
I thought I might bump into you tonight.
Well, I shouldn't be here, what with you living so close. Conflict of interest and all.
Are you finished here?
Almost, yes. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. It's poor Charlotte May I'm worried about. Anyway, look at you. I rarely get to see you in your uniform. You look good.
Thank you. I wish it was a little more comfortable.
Catherine, can I ask, What have you found?
I'm not allowed to tell you. You know that. Besides, I don't have all the details myself, and my sergeant isn't exactly forthcoming with new recruits.
Hang in there. You're an asset. They'll come to see how intelligent you are.
Thank you. All I can say is that it looks as though Tony Morgan's daughter has been kidnapped.
Awful news. May I ask why they're searching the Pinewoods? Do they know where the kidnapper went?
No. It's a dead end. We're clueless, but we can't be seen to be doing nothing. And the locals suggested the woods, so...
Dear God. I perhaps wonder if I should talk to my neighbors again.
Hang on, again?
Yes, Catherine, I've been thinking, and...
Dad.
What?
I know this is happening on your doorstep, but please don't get any ideas.
I'm a naturally curious person, you know that.
You don't do this anymore. Leave it to us, please.
Well, do the police have any ideas?
Dad, I mean it. Don't get involved.
Well, I'd like to help you.
I want to do this on my own.
I didn't realize what this means to you.
I meant to say... I want to do it the right way. By the book. Please promise me.
Okay. I promise. I'll leave the police work up to you.
Thank you. Anyway, I'd better be off. I have to make a statement before the morning press. My sergeant is finally trusting me with something.
Well, you'd better hurry. I'll look out for your article in the morning paper.
Right. I'm off. Please go back inside. You'll catch a chill.
Night, my love.
Night, Dad.
Très british, et puis c'est bien joué, hein, les voix sont super.
The last thing I want is to upset Catherine. I can tell how serious she is about her case. I've never seen her so driven. I suppose I'll still develop the photos I've taken of the crime scene. I might have captured something that the police did not. And I won't be stepping on Catherine's toes if I stay in my flat and out of the way.
Donc c'est ça, il va enquêter de son appartement en fait. Super original comme idée. Je comprends pas encore comment est-ce qu'il va enquêter. À partir des photos, des indices. Comment est-ce qu'on va déduire des choses? D'accord. Comme ça peut-être.
The police have marked out several pieces of evidence that are likely related to the attack. However, Mrs. Doer handed me a brooch that was found at the scene. Mr. Morgan later confirmed it belonged to Charlotte May. Could the brooch be a missing piece of the puzzle?
Répondez aux questions pour résoudre la collecte de preuves. Reliez la punaise de la question à l'élément de preuve pertinent.
I wonder if finding where the brooch was dropped could help build a better picture of the attacker's movements.
D'accord. Comment ça marche? Je comprends pas. Associer les preuves. Non. Ça c'est quoi? F, contexte. Ah, F, contexte. Une photo de la cour que j'ai prise. Bon, déjà tout est en français, c'est cool. Ça c'est... F, une photo de la cour que j'ai prise, d'accord. Ah oui, on peut carrément... Alors attends. Ici, là. Et ça c'est quoi? Où est-ce qu'elle était? Elle était là, la broche. Et hop, tac.
I wonder if finding where the brooch was dropped could help build a better picture of the attacker's movements.
Tac.
So, if Mrs. Doer was right about where she found the brooch, it means the kidnapper must have come past her manor house at some point during the abduction. Oh, I forgot to give Catherine the brooch. There just hasn't been a good time. It sounds like I have mail.
D'accord, donc là, j'ai juste... Ok, on savait qu'il y avait le... Comment dirais-je?
Now what's this?
Ok. Bah, quoi? Bah, c'est une enveloppe. Pas toujours clair, hein. Comment je fais pour la lire? C'est quoi ton... Bah, un peu absurde. Voilà, une enveloppe. Essayez d'examiner. Zoomer. F. Non. Ah. Oh, vache. Faire pivoter. D'accord, d'accord. Lettre. Je m'excuse pour ma brièveté d'hier soir, monsieur Conway. Je réalise que vous vouliez simplement m'aider. Je l'ai déjà dit à la police, mais d'après moi, les seules personnes qui auraient pu enlever ma Charlotte May sont nos voisins. Les McNee, Harold Levy, Shirley Down et la vieille McNee ont tous accès à la cour. Vous l'avez dit vous-même et je pense que vous avez raison. Il nous faudrait un regard extérieur sur cette affaire. Merci encore pour votre aide. Ah, c'est le père. D'accord. D'accord.
Mr. Morgan's note implicates most of his neighbors. I had suspected as much.
Bah oui, mais...
Now I have something solid to work with.
Oh.
Catherine has asked me not to get involved. But I've already promised Mr. Morgan.
Il y a bien la petite broche.
I should have told Catherine there and then. I'm already involved.
D'accord.
I can feel it again. That drive, that first pull at the yarn. It's all on this evidence board. Suspects, victims, items found at the scene. I have everything. All that remains is to watch over my neighbors until one of them makes a mistake, and I can still give Catherine her space. If the whole town is searching the Pinewoods, someone needs to keep an eye over Dahlia View.
Mm-hmm. Conway, disparition à Dahlia View. Et voilà, c'était l'intro. Waouh.
I've been sitting watching my neighbors on and off for hours, but I've seen nothing of any use for my evidence board. Tony Morgan suggested that the McKees were acting strangely around Charlotte May. I heard Theodore return home earlier this evening, but didn't manage to get a glimpse. Charlotte May is counting on me to find her, but so far I've drawn a blank. Perhaps the McKees are innocent. Only time will tell.
Ok, continuons un petit peu pour essayer de...
Mr. Morgan is writing missing posters by hand. He's been there all evening. Annabelle and Theodore seemed normal enough when we spoke last night. By their account, they didn't see much at all. Why would Mr. Morgan ask me to watch them? He seems quite eager to talk.
Oula. Viens, faut qu'on parle. Oh, ils en ont plutôt l'air.
Theodore looks unhappy about I don't know what. He's pacing back and forth. It seems heated. I still have no idea what the problem is. Perhaps this is what Mr. Morgan was talking about.
Oh, qu'est-ce qu'ils regardent? Comme s'ils entendaient du bruit.
Now, Annabelle is... Annabelle has seen something just out of my view. Whatever it is, she's horrified by it. What on earth is it?
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking, Annabelle? What can you see?
Un couteau?
She's got a knife. Oh, Jesus, she's going to... No. She wants Theo to use it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know which one to use.
Marteau ou couteau? Non mais...
Theo, don't do it. Whatever it is, take pause of yourself.
Qu'est-ce qui va?
Theo, who are you talking to? Is that a practice swing? Dear God. What have I just witnessed?
Wow.
Some time has passed since I saw Theo hit something with a mallet. I didn't actually see anything. No proof. I have no evidence at all.
Mm-hmm.
Annabelle is back at the door.
Okay, hurry. Go. Go!
What in God's name?
Shit.
What are you doing?
Well, if you would help me.
I'm not touching that thing.
That thing was your idea.
My idea.
Attends, on peut pas prendre la photo là? Oh, sérieux?
Oh,
Christ. Get it out of here.
what the hell do you think I'm doing?
Hurry up! Mr. Morgan,
Hello, Annabelle.
lovely evening.
Yes, I suppose so. Please, if you don't mind, I have something...
It's just all so sad, isn't it?
Please,
Bon,
I
je
really
prends
do
des
need
photos,
to
mais
go.
c'est que pour ma collection personnelle. Il va mettre ça dans la
Of
voiture.
course.
It's fine, Annabelle.
If there's anything I can do, you won't hesitate to ask.
Voilà. En tout cas, j'ai une collection de photos. Moi, s'il y a besoin...
Damn it, what should I do?
Ah.
Catherine asked me not to get involved. But this...
J'avoue que c'est suspect. Le coup de partir avec un tapis roulé, en pleine nuit, comme ça, en panique.
It's not over until it's over.
Ah bon?
I think I need to pay the McKees a personal call.
Globalement, c'est un jeu qui se déroule tout seul, en fait. Hein. Mais il y a une histoire, hein. Les voix sont chouettes. Bon. Et donc, si tout le jeu, c'est pour élucider...
Barely slept at all. I can't fully explain what I observed last night, and I can't shake the image of Charlotte May in the McKees' pantry, lying there, helpless.
C'est quand même un jour où on participe. Un jeu où on participe, on doit appuyer pour éteindre le réveil. D'accord.
I thought the days of me developing reel after reel of film were behind me. I almost miss it. Bar the mess.
Bon. Bah écoutez, moi ça m'intrigue. C'est un jeu qui a une certaine lenteur, qui est original, très british. Les voix sont super, on sent qu'il y a des vrais acteurs derrière. Il y a apparemment une enquête policière. Est-ce que ça va être compliqué ou pas? C'est pas clair, j'ai pas l'impression qu'il y a beaucoup de choses à faire, à part relier les preuves avec des indices. On va voir. Bah écoutez, pour l'instant c'était juste le début, histoire de voir un petit peu à quoi ça ressemble. Et ben, si ça vous plaît, je continuerai un petit peu l'aventure et je vous en parlerai un petit peu plus tard pour voir comment ça évolue. Allez, bah d'ici là, prenez soin de vous.